friends, welcome to Navneet classes by Radhika Mahajan. Today our topic is Principles of Management. Principles of management are the underlying theoretical concepts that ultimately determine how effective your management can be. Management principles are the statements of fundamental truth which serve as guidelines for decision and action of manager. These principles lay down the journal guidelines so that a manager can take valuable decisions or appropriate steps to accomplish desired goals. These principles do not provide a ready-made solution for all the problems. Principles can be applied differently under different conditions. Management principles establish a cause and effect relationship between factors, which means that these principles help us in predicting the outcome of a particular action. The principles of management are the essential factor that form the foundations of successful management. Management principles are different from pure science principles. Management principles are not as rigid as principles of pure science, as they deal with human behavior and are applied as per the prevailing situation. Management principles are applied with creativity, whereas principles of pure science are applied in absolute or in static manner. Management principles have to keep pace with the changing requirements of business environment, whereas principles of pure science do not change with time. Management principles are journal guidelines, whereas pure science principles are specific guidelines. Management principles are also different from management techniques. Management principles are flexible, whereas management techniques are less flexible. Management principles are guidelines for decision making, whereas management techniques refers to methods or procedures to achieve organizational goals. Management principles are also different from values. Values are desirable, whereas principles are the statements of truth or guidelines for behavior. So, management principles are guidelines for action, whereas values are qualities or standards of behavior. Management principles are based on one's values, whereas values help to form principles. Management principles are highly stern, whereas values not as stern as principles. Next, features of principles of management. First, universal in nature. These principles are universal and can be applied in all types of organizations, whether it is profit making or non-profit making, small or large, private or government, and manufacturing or service sectors. They are equally applicable in a school, government office, military organization, a limited company, etc. Second, journal guidelines. Management principles are journal guidelines as they cannot be applied blindly in all these situations. They do not provide solution to all managerial problems, but only give the solution of a given problem. Third, formed by practice and experimentation. The principles of management are developed after deep and thorough research work. Proper observations and experiments are conducted under different conditions by leaders and scholars of management thoughts to develop them. Fourth, flexible. The management principles are dynamic and not static or rigid, which are to be followed absolutely. They are flexible in nature and can be modified by the manager as per the given situation. Fifth, mainly behavioral. Management principles aim at influencing human behavior for better utilization of resources in the organization. The management principles do not pertain to material things and are therefore called behavioral. Sixth, cause and effect relationship. These principles establish cause and effect relationship between two variables. It indicates the consequences of implementing a particular principle over a given situation. Though the result may not be same, they produce similar results every time. Next, need or significance of principles of management. First, insight into reality. The principles of management provides the manager with useful insight into real world situation. These principles help the manager to analyze different situations and apply their knowledge according to their need. Second, optimum utilization of resources. Management principles help in the optimum utilization of resources in an organization to use in such a way that maximum benefit are derived at lower cost. Third, scientific decision. Management principles are based on detailed assessment and logical approach to a given situation. Hence, these principles provide a logical and scientific approach to decision making for different managerial situations. Fourth, meeting changing environment requirements. Every manager has to make changes in the organization according to the changes in the business environment. Management principles help the managers in implementing the changes in the organization according to the situation. Fifth, Fifth, fulfilling social responsibilities. Management principles help the organization to fulfill its responsibility towards the society. It ensures fair treatment and justice towards the workers and employees of the business organization. Sixth, management training and education. Management principles act as a base for doing research and development in the field of management. These principles are the basic in which managers develop their understanding and take decisions. Thank you for watching this video. In next video, we will discuss 14 principles of management given by Henry Fayol. Bye.